Mother is the latest movie from Darren Aronofsky, the same guy who did Requiem for a Dream, Black Swan, The Wrestler, and that really weird-ass Noah movie that I forget he made. But anyway, Mother tells the story of a married couple, played by Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem. Don't have any names at all. None of the characters in this movie have any names. So anyway, they're a married couple living in this house in the middle of nowhere, in a grassy area, not like the middle of the desert, middle of nowhere. But then a doctor comes in, played by Ed Harris, and then soon he's followed by his wife, played by Michelle Pfeiffer. Javier Bardem is very accepting of them. He lets them into their home, but Jennifer Lawrence is not too fond of that. And then I'm not going to say what happens afterwards, but let's just say that things get really blown out of proportions, more people start coming in, and then we get into the realm of what the fuck territory, mainly in the last 30 minutes. So this movie has gotten a lot of weird reception before it even came out. When it was shown at the Venice Film Festival, people booed it. People have given it an F on CinemaScore, which is honestly pretty useless to me because those are the same idiots that gave the Transformers movies a grade between A and B+. So yeah, let me just say this, like with A Ghost Story, if you're going into this movie thinking it's some sort of horror movie, then you're walking into the wrong theater. You might want to go see it again if you're looking for a horror movie. But with Mother, it's a weird movie to process because I did a Stardust reaction as soon as I walked out of the movie, and I gave it 1 star. I said that it has a great look to it, the performances are great, but the last 30 minutes ruined it. But I realized that that was my first impression. This review's coming out a little later than I'd like it to, because A, I've been a little busier at my job, and B, this is a movie you need time to process. So after a day of thinking about this movie, I'm not as critical on it as I once was, because I really understand what Darren Aronofsky was trying to do with the story. Basically, it's a retelling of the Old Testament of the Bible, and all these characters represent certain archetypes. I don't want to get too deep into it, but if you look at Javier Bardem as God, and Ed Harris and Michelle Pfeiffer as Adam and Eve, then you could go, ah, I see where you're going with this. And then as the rest of the movie plays on, if you know the Old Testament and the Bible, you can definitely get an idea of what each character and scenario is supposed to represent. So the good stuff about it is good. The performances are fantastic. Javier Bardem, Ed Harris, Michelle Pfeiffer are great. Jennifer Lawrence in this movie, as much as I am starting to get a little tired of her, she's phenomenal here. She gives the performance of her lifetime. Even though she did win an Oscar for Silver Linings Playbook, this is the movie where she gives an Oscar caliber performance. It is worthy of winning the Oscar, and we'll see what other movies come up this year, but right now, Jennifer Lawrence is my shoo-in for the Oscar. It also has a really great look to it. The cinematography is gorgeous. It really takes place in this one house that feels very tight and claustrophobic, and you have the cameraman running around following a lot of the actors, and it's pretty impressive to maneuver through all these tight spaces and to not come across as clunky. One aspect of the movie that I really admired, and I don't know if people will pick up on this, but the lack of a score. Throughout this whole movie, there is no score that plays at all. It's just silence. I don't remember if there's actually music that plays throughout the movie, except for the end credits, but if there is music that plays through the movie, it's all diegetic music, meaning that the characters themselves can hear it. It plays within the movie, as opposed to it just being a film score. So it's overall a very, very well-made movie, but where did this go wrong? Why are so many people hating this movie? It mainly has to deal with the ending. Thinking back on the movie, like really processing it, I do understand what he was trying to do, but the ending does skirt around some territory that it, to an extent, personally offends me. So there's not much I can say because it's a personal matter of why the ending of the movie kind of ruined it. And I can't really say what it is because that would delve into spoiler territory. This is a movie that it's best that you see and make your own opinion. You can listen to what other people have to say in terms of other reviewers or even other audience members, but don't take it as that's how you should view the movie. You need to watch at your own risk. And I say that more on a level of, I can't speak for you. Just go watch the movie, make your own judgment. Because for me personally, I will never watch this again. I admire a lot of things about it. It is a very well-made movie overall, but that last 30 minutes just really it really rubbed me the wrong way. But a lot of other people are loving it. I can admire that. And plus, it's not as pretentious as Ghost Story. I feel like this is a little better and a little more earnest than a Ghost Story was, because that movie. But yeah, Mother, I can't speak for you. I can only speak for myself. If you're curious about the movie at the very least, then go check it out, make your own opinion. And that's my review for Mother. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below and tell me what your thoughts are on the movie, if and when you've seen it, and especially with this movie, because I'm dying to hear what other people have to say. And as always, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there's only one.